Good morning. It is, I've almost lost count. I believe it's day 34. I kept thinking it was day 35 today, but it's not. I think it's day 34. It is Monday. I don't even know the date. March 11th. See, I'm doing semi good. I know what day it is. I know it's Monday. It has been a few minutes since I made a video, a couple days, I think, since last Thursday morning. I knew it was going to be a busy weekend. Knew it was going to we were going to have a lot going on. So Thursday, of course, I had Ari and I had a Bible study. The Bible study went really well. I hadn't been to that Bible study in years. There was lots of people there. It's really grown into quite a little family. It was a really special a deal. I thought it was really neat. And the group of individuals that go there are perfect for there. They seem a little lost in crowds. They seem a little lost in the big production, if you will, of a big church service. So that little Bible study was absolutely a feeding hole for those kind of introverts that just don't do well or function well in a big setting. So that was encouraging. I spoke about fasting. I didn't really know what else to speak of since it's kind of an all-consuming theme in my life, the last 34 days. So I did speak about fasting and how our efforts can affect other people. And that's really what a corporate fast is all joining together and for the greater cause. So Thursday went by really quick. Ari had a good time. There was a little girl at the Bible study from her class, and it was great. Friday, health-wise, let's see if I can remember Thursday. I remember being hungry at the Bible study. They were, of course, all eating, and it smelled so good, and it was a little bit difficult watching everybody chew and not being able to. Friday, Ari and I sat here. Friday was my absolute hardest day of the whole fast. It was, I don't know what it was about Friday. I got up, I felt okay. Ari and I went to the garden. We piddled around in the house for a little while. And we went out to the garden and I planted seeds, slung a couple bags of dirt. And by the time I was finished with that around 1:45 or 2, I was literally done. Finished. I had zero energy. It was almost scary how depleted that I was. I really didn't even do hard labor. I was just bending over planting seeds. You know what it takes to plant a seed. It's not difficult. So I was kind of astounded at how utterly drained I was. And she was you could tell my face must have looked terrible because I felt white. I felt like if I moved, I could just go down. And so I don't know what was going on Friday, but it didn't stop. I figured I would just be tired for a little bit and then I'd recover. There was no recovering. It went on through the afternoon. Just didn't feel well Friday. Jason got here and I just was weepy and crying and not that I was complaining. It was I just felt terrible. And so Saturday rolled around, and of course this is the weekend where our central AC is getting replaced. And I'd asked Jason early on, I just had a feeling that there would be problems with using his dad. His dad's 86 now, and he's a very capable air conditioning man. But he's more used to industrial units doing, stuff for big buildings and churches and whatnot. And so I had asked Jason, and it didn't go well when I said, I don't want to use your dad, And he's like, my dad's an expert. And we kind of had a little tiff about his qualifications. And I'm like, look, I know your father is highly qualified. However, I just have a feeling. Let's just use this was an insurance money job anyway. cable guy fried our air conditioner. So it's a long story, but we got the money for the unit. It wasn't like this is out of our pocket or anything. Let's just hire a company, let them come in. We're older. Your dad is much older, and it'll just be easier on everybody. But Jason was insistent, and of course, Saturday they were trying to put this new unit in, and somehow the new unit was damaged. I have no words. So as soon as I heard, Dad, I just messed up, I was like, I gotta go. I was trying to study. I was trying to write a Bible study, actually, called The Plan is in the Pattern, adapted from Joe Campatella Bible, like a podcast online. And so I was writing this Bible study, and I just folded up my stuff, put on my clothes, got dressed, went to town. I was like, there is no way I can relax in this house knowing that my I told you so's are about to flow out in a litany of regret. So I left and just went and finished the Bible, got almost finished with the Bible study at the church, and ran a couple errands and came back home. They were finishing up, and I was glad that they were out of the house. So Friday was low energy. Saturday was high stress, just angry stress, like I told you so stress. I finally was able to communicate with my husband that, I know I'm a strong woman, and you take that as me trying to rule over you quite a bit. And I said, I hate that, because sometimes I have wisdom that you just don't have, that, I just know things that you might not know, and vice versa. And he understood. He finally got it, that this was a big project, and I think he just wanted to have one final project with his dad. It might be the last time they get to work on anything together, and his dad's had some medical stuff, and he's 86, and Jason knows that he's not gonna live forever. So I think he enjoyed spending the time with his dad. However, it made me more nervous. Like, I just couldn't even handle it. So that was my Saturday. Finished out with Jason watching motocross and relaxing a little bit with him. Sunday, of course, is church. We have 2 services on Sunday, and it was a very good time in the Lord. I got quite a bit of food. I feel like I've got enough sustenance to make it through until Wednesday, when I think my pastor's going to be back. I'm not sure. He's in London, England right now, preaching some conference. Sorry, this isn't really cafe. It's just a coffee cup that I'm using, because I did go get coffee Saturday. I was stressed out. It makes me just feel like it just tastes better in this cup. I don't know why. I love McDonald's coffee. There is literally something about McDonald's coffee. They got it right. And when you say 4 creams, man, it's creamy. I don't know what kind of creamer they used either, but man, shout out to McDonald's this morning. Their food, blah, but their coffee is good. So Sunday I got fed. I actually had someone say to me that you were worshiping so big, I thought maybe you weren't fasting anymore. What? You thought I wasn't fasting because I was worshiping? Am I not a good worshiper other times? But I think people are just absolutely astounded. The girl who said it she was just like, I just can't believe that you're able to do such things. And I accredit it all to the hand of God. It is not by Mandy's might. Literally, there are days where I'm just astounded that with no food that I can continue teaching. I teach chemistry, I teach biology, I teach physical science. We just had a science fair. Like, I have to use my brain. This isn't just, I'm not just an art teacher I'm sorry, art teachers, but I mean, it's not the same as chemistry. Let's just say that. I know that art teaching is not, I was an art teacher for a semester and I failed miserably at it. I did nothing. We just talked and doodled. I mean, I just didn't do very well. So maybe that's more strenuous than chemistry, but I've been able to think clearly. I've been able to teach. I've been able to focus. I mean, yes, there's some deficits. Yes, I'm not able to focus as well to do lesson planning. My lesson planning has slacked. I just can't think that far in advance. I'm like moment to moment kind of chick right now. And so people are just very astounded when I say, yeah, this day 34, day 33, whatever. It's just like one of the kids at school found out that I was fasting, and I heard someone whisper to her, she's doing a 40-day fast. And the little girl's head whipped back and she goes, what? She goes, so you're telling me you haven't eaten for 30 days? And I just looked at her and I was like, yes. And I said, that's what fasting is you don't eat. And she goes, how are you even alive? Like, is that even humanly possible? And I was like, well, obviously it is. And she goes, how is it possible? And I said, it's God. It is God that has carried me through. And she was like, whoa. I mean, she's kind of a dingier girl anyway. She's a sweetheart, but she is just kind of not working on the same plane as everybody else. And she was just floored. I mean, you could just tell she was just like, who is this chick? She's nuts. I have her for leadership development only. She'll be in 9th grade next year, and so I'll have her next year. But I only see her a little bit, so she thought I was nuts. But that's the main consensus of people. Like, that's impossible. There is no way that a person can fast that long and not have, like, problems. If you do it and God is with you, you will not have any problems other than just hunger pains and, meltdowns, mental stuff. I mean, physically, my weight has really plateaued, just like I thought it would. Of course, I'm down into the 130s now, and I was probably pushing 165 when I started this. So I'm creeping up onto 30 pounds from time of prep to now, but ultimately that's really nothing. I mean, a lot of men lose a pound a day. They can lose 40 to 50 pounds on a 40-day fast. So I consider myself so blessed, and sometimes I get a little emotional about it that God's just waiting on someone to say, here I am. He's waiting to say, I'll do it. If you can use me, then you use me. I mean, that's all God wants is willingness. And if more people would be willing, if more people would be truly trustworthy of the task, then God would just help people. I mean, he does help people all the time, but you know what I mean? He would be more than willing to help someone on a longer fast, as long as you make yourself available and you've proven yourself trustworthy. I think faithfulness has a lot to do with the favor of God. If you're constantly flaking out and he doesn't know if you're really going to be there or not, he's not going to give you authority. Victor Jackson told me a thing a long time ago in a leadership and training or ministry and training, whatever you want to call it, class. Sometimes pastor calls it MIT, sometimes it's LIT. But it was way back in probably 2017, maybe 18. And he said, wherever you serve faithfully, God will give you the authority. And I truly believe I've watched it come true in my ministries and in singing. I am not the greatest singer. I can carry a tune, but I love to worship, and I love the process of singing. I don't have the quintessential soloist vocals, but I can blend in with three ladies on the soprano side and the 3 tenors and the 3 altos. I can do that just fine. But I'm faithful in it. And so I just keep being elevated in it. And it's same true for the singles. Just stay faithful and he'll elevate you. And I feel like this year I finally turned the corner and have kind of got my head around what it is to be a singles leader. And I've been doing this for 4 years, over 4 years. I was single when I started this, and I've been married for 4 years. So it's been over 4 years. And I'm just now feeling like I'm becoming elevated. So all these people that think God can't help me, well, he can. If you're faithful and you're trustworthy. Also, if you just stay with it. I mean, people want everything right now. I saw somebody was complaining on, Jason showed me on Facebook, one of our male congregates. Well, I could sing just as good as them, but nobody will put me up there. You were supposed to be in the choir, bro, and you flaked out. So you showed everyone and God that you can't be trusted leading out front because you haven't done the stuff. Everybody wants what we've got until they figure out what it takes to get there, and then they don't want it. So that's what pastor says. Every young minister on the planet calls my pastor and says, dude, how did you get where you were? And then he tells them and they're like, oh, that's a lot. Yeah, well, it's a lot. God will only elevate you in the realm of where you've served, of where you've demonstrated faithfulness. He's not going to elevate you because what happens is people just burn out and bust. They backslide and they don't make it. They just simply don't make it. Just like those little seedlings that I started outside. If I went and plant them in the garden right now, they would die. They cannot take it. They need to be protected. They need to just do the process of growth and strengthen their roots and strengthen their stem before they're put into the garden. So same with this, wherever you serve, and I hope my kids can see that through me, wherever you serve and you are faithful, God will elevate you. God will make you walk in authority in that area. So overall, this morning I woke up with a headache. So I'm battling dehydration. I did not drink near enough water yesterday. Water and I have developed a hate relationship. It makes me want to gag. It's just, I'm over it. I'm over water, even though I don't drink enough anyway. Something about water that's just so plain. So this week, my corporate body has entered into a 1 week water only fast. And we'll see how I feel. I feel like it might be a better week, hopefully better than Friday and Saturday. It was really tough, mentally and physically. So hopefully with this surge of unity, I know that there are other people long fasting, and I believe that with this surge of unity, it'll help a little bit stave off those pains. I do plan on coming home and taking a nap today. It's going to be really important this last week that I get rest, as much rest as I can. I haven't thought about my meal yet that I'm going to eat next Sunday after church. Potato soup just keeps coming back to me, so it may just be some kind of vegetable potato soup. I'm not sure yet. I know it won't be anything big, and I know it'll take a while for it to get to where I can eat normal again. But I'm excited to see the end in sight, and I'm feeling strong this morning, and I'm planning on coming home and taking a nap before prayer meeting tonight. So we have an hour-long prayer meeting tonight, getting ready for our third capital campaign service next Sunday. So I don't think I have to sing in that. I'm not playing a role in that. So I'm I sing in choir on Sunday night. So that'll be good. And anyway, everything's going okay. And I'm just chugging along. And riding along with Jesus. There's a Susie Smith, she always says that. I'm just tagging along with Jesus is what she said. That's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make it through. I've got to revisit my whys today, really look at the reasons why I'm doing this. And other than that, I'm still just making it. God is good. He is so gracious to help when you need help. He is my ever-present help in time of need. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Going into tomorrow is day 35, and we're going to get there with God's help. Till tomorrow.